Hello, it is I, the coach, and welcome back to yet another League of Legends video. Not that you'd be able to tell, because contrary to what I just said, what you see in front of you is footage of me playing Valorant, which I thought would be infinitely more fun than watching me play solo queue. And as you can tell, and as you will be able to tell, I'm pretty goddamn good. So, the topic of today's video is whether or not it is worth being a high elo player, and just my personal experience being a high elo player. And the answer to that would be not really. I don't really think it's all that worth it. And let's get into why. But before doing that, make sure you like and subscribe. Smash that button right now. And your parents might love you again. All right. But first and foremost, what do I specifically mean by high elo? What I'm regarding as high elo is Masters Plus. Diamond 4 is certainly not respectable by any means, but they still make up the top 1% of all League players. Now, what does the top 1% look like in society? These are your successful lawyers, doctors, dentists, engineers, successful bank robbers. Now, where I'm currently sitting, which is anywhere between Masters 0 LP and Masters 300 LP, which makes up the top 0.1%. And then top of the challenger would be like the top 0.01%, right? Very, very big difference, especially at that level. That is the top 1% of the 1%. These are your Jeff Bezoses, your Elon Musks, your Bill Gates. These are the ultra rich people that everybody wants taxed, right? It's like the Mount Everest on top of the Mount Everest. So that would be the elo that I'm regarding. Masters and above. So what about being the top 0.1% of all players is not exactly worth it? Well, the first thing that comes to mind would be the time commitment. It simply just takes a lot of time to hone your game and perfect your craft. Outside of just playing the game a lot, which you got to play a lot more to really refine your mechanics and your game knowledge, implementing all that, etc. But studying VODs, watching content creators and streamers, gathering any and all knowledge. If Diamond 4 were to be like a high school class, Masters Plus would be like a college course. It's very hard to fly by if you're not going to your lectures or you're not putting in the work. Lectures only do so much. You got to really seek out the extra information and do everything that you can. And when you're spending a lot more time playing League of Legends and, striving to be the very best that you can be, it takes away from other things. The time you spend studying, spending time with your friends and family, hygiene even. It just really anything that makes you a functional member of society. It takes away from that. So a lot of sacrifices have to be met. I stay dirty so that my gameplay stays clean. Not only are you spending way more time playing the game, you are spending way more time with a player base that absolutely just sucks. Now, I'm not just talking about them sucking at the game. If you're in lower MMR and you're thinking to yourself, oh my god, I'm going to be diamond because my teammates are actually going to know what they're doing. And they're not going to be toxic. The games are going to be so much more fun. Well, that isn't really the case. Not only does it not get better, it gets worse. There's so much more griefing, so much more inting, AFKs, toxicity. There's win traders too. It is overall just a horrible experience. And on top of all that, they still stuck at the game. You'd expect them to know really obvious things, but no, they're still dumb as hell. So then your climb becomes a test of patience more than a test of skill, and the outcome of games are often decided by whichever team has less players playing Type Racer over the slightest of inconveniences. And while we're on the topic of player base, boy oh boy, let's address pro players, content creators, and streamers alike. People often tell me how cool it is to be able to play with them, and at first I thought so too. But after meeting them in-game and being able to play with them, it has been nothing but a thorough disappointment. They were phenomenal at the game, I'll give you that. It was an absolute privilege to be able to see it for myself. Sometimes they were good, and sometimes they fucking ran it, but whatever. But what was most disappointing was that they were no different from the toxic players in Silver. And they had a fat ego to match. Of course, I don't speak for everyone. Voyboy, from my experience, is pretty cool. Core JJ is probably really nice, he looks like it. But it was a lot more fun to watch them play and want to play alongside them than it was to actually play with them. So never meet your heroes, kids. And finally, it isn't worth it unless you're at the very top. As I said, I am a part of the top 0.1%. But there isn't really any reward for that. You're just in the perpetual limbo of being not fantastic and not being utter dog shit. For example, in Division 1 NCAA basketball, not every player that wins the national title becomes a superstar, or even a pro player as a matter of fact. Talent is very much a real thing, so being where I am now brought me the same amount of success as when I was hard stuck Diamond 4, which is none, by the way. Now, when all is said and done, is it worth being high elo? Objectively speaking, no. But do I regret it? Absolutely not. It made me the man I am today. A decrepit college student with a future about as bright as Summoner's Rift with Infernal Soul Map and Nocturnals. Now, this video isn't to discourage anyone from climbing. After all, I wouldn't have done it if I didn't have the undying passion for the game and the will to be the very best I can be. I love this game with all my heart, and I want to be the best, and will continue doing so. So if you're watching this, grind those games. Hit high elo. Don't let your dreams be memes. We can change the Rift. One toxic bastard at a time. This has been LaCoach, Justin, whatever you want to call me. See y'all next time.